courage contributed to the victory of the Yorubas over neighboring communities.
Princess Inipi. Oh, my feather, Baba.
Oh, my.
Her story is that of bravery and heroism. She is remembered among the Igala people because of her selfless commitment and sacrifice to the Igala tribe.
Hey, Yoba! Queen Ibia of the Edo people. She is known and remembered for her heroic bravery during the reign of her son, Oba Esige.
Sarauniya the Rama.
She did it, Mama.
Oral tradition remembers her as the founding queen mother of Hausa Kingdom in Nigeria.
And from the east, Margaret Echo, a Nigerian women rights activist, a social mobilizer, and a philanthropist. She rallied women beyond the notion of ethnic solidarity into a world of liberalism.
Hajiya Gambo Sawaba. She was one of the early members of NEPU here in Zaria, whose aim was to identify with the working class and the poor. Sadly, she lost her womb because she was tortured. She was disturbing social peace, they said. However, she became a human rights activist who fought for the liberation of women, children, and the society at large.
There are many other heroines like Elgode of Zamfara. But ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are here to retell a story and to repaint a picture in your mind's eye. A story that is originated from facts. Facts that foretold the legacy of a female northern monarch who stood and conquered all that she gazed her eyes on.
A monarch respected till date as the most influential female in the history of northern Nigeria.
And together we present to you Queen Amina of Zazzau.
went so far as a young woman. When your father here appointed you heir apparent to the throne of Zazzau, we all here were happy. He wanted a son, but you came as a woman, the eldest child of your parents. That notwithstanding, we watch you undergo your tutelage under great warriors in spite of your death. Now go there. Your love for weapons of war is beyond our imagination. But we would have loved you to have someone in your life whom you love and respect. Somebody to care for. Am I speaking your mind? Perfect.
Aminata, you need children to extend yourself. These are things desired by the ancestors. It is their rules and they are ready to help you sustain that, which you desire while taking care of your own children. So that house built by these ancestors may not crumble.
I understand we all want the best for our princess. But her desires should be ours. She has done nothing but to defend and protect us since she became the heir apparent to our father's throne. What else do we want?
She needs a man.
If God had made me a man,
That's what
I would by now have taken a wife. But because I came as a woman, the eldest child of my parents, they sent me out, making me strong to be a man, so that I may ascend the exalted throne of our forefathers. They brought me into closer touch with politics and warfare. My people, do you then sincerely think that marriage will not affect my position in the administration of our land? If it is a desire of which I may not be favorably disposed, you will deny me the crown. Then let me be. I'm a warrior.
You will have the crown, Amina. A win for us.
Aminata. Aminata.
Baba.
The words of elders, they are the words of wisdom. Jama'a, I sincerely thank you for the concern you have towards my daughter, Aminata. Aminata has always had the interests of this territory at heart, right from when she was very little. Let me tell you all a little story about her.
Yes, Your Highness. Where are you coming from? I was on my way to the market when I saw Amina and the other boy fighting.
Amina, thank you so much.
Yes, Your Highness.
What can I offer in exchange for this kind gesture that you've shown us?
Abad Allah, I'm very okay, Your Highness.
Now hold this one, sir.
Yes, Your Highness.
Thank you so very much.
Yes, Your Highness.
Amade, your face doesn't look familiar.
I need them Kaswane. I said kola nut.
I would have said so. Thank you so much.
Yes, Your Highness.
Thank you.
I would like to take my leave, Your Highness.
Now go.
But before I take my leave, Your Highness, I saw something great about your daughter Amina.
You said? I don't seem to understand you. I don't understand you, mister. You say you see something great in my daughter Amina.
Yes, Your Highness.
Are you by chance saying that Amina is a Majaruma? I mean, a conqueror and a warrior of all times.
Yes, of course.
That is great. Now hold it once again.
Yes, Your Highness.
I thank you so much.
I'll take my
I would make sure that this message gets to the appropriate quarters.
Now go there.
Now go there, so say. Now go there.
That is the story, my people.
Aminata, yar Baba, Chicken,
Kinsanta
has always been a warrior, right from childhood. Indeed, Amina is a heroine.
Amina deserves to be a queen, whether she's married or single. Exactly, my friend. We need leaders who will defend our people.
Sarauniya, Sarauniya, Zazzau, Yabba Sarauniya, Sarauniya, Zazzau,
After the death of my father,
prosperous. Thank you, Medunia, for your diligent effort towards the expansion and protection of our kingdom. Just this morning, on my way to the palace, I met these two fighting and disturbing the peace of the
Disturbing the peace of You, tell us your names and your occupations.
I am Bukat, a cattle raider. I am Salihu, a farmer. People know me through Zazzau as a lover of peace.
So make out.
Live on a great queen. This afternoon, I was sleeping, resting under a boulder, and then I woke up and saw my cattle grazing on his farm. I was surprised. You were surprised, Ko? They destroyed all my crops that I leveled for good 2 seasons. And you killed one of them. What are you biggest of? Allah, well, you are very wicked.
Saliu, what form of apology did you give for killing his cattle?
He didn't give me any chance to apologize. Only throw his deadly arrow on me but missed.
So you mean you offered no apology? Booker, what form of apology did you give for destroying his crops?
I did not destroy his crops. My cattle did.
So you mean you offered no apology? Saliu, why did you hate him so much?
I didn't hate him. I hate his cattle.
Saliu, never hate. It is murder.
Just
hate him his cattle. You hated him. You know how dear to him his cattle are. And yet you killed one. You allow your unguarded emotions to override your wisdom. I will not tolerate this in my kingdom. Not at all. Where justice reigns. Adonchi. Now my verdict is this. Saliu, compensate him for his cattle. And keep the carcass if you like. And you, Booker, you must compensate him for his crops after thorough assessment of the damage. And you must pay and double the taxes. Normally pay to the palace every year.
Waziri! Take these two to the palace. Angama Waziri! Wanda Baji Oliva, they do.
Waziri!
Medunia!
Send letters to Serikin Saulawa and Serikin Zalu requesting for the allegiance to Zazzau.
Consider it done, Medunia.
And retire.
What a disgrace to my personality that a female will ask for my allegiance. I, Serikin Zalu, I am mightier than the gods and any king. Now listen, take word back to Amina or whatever her name is, that I, Serikin Zalu, will be allegiance to no one, never, and not even to a female ruler. Yes. Zach, I'll pay you. and straight to the back. Pretend or die! We'll give you more! Ali, what is this?
Rankine and Zaji. I saw this woman run into the palace, pursued by this stupid human being, so I decided to bring her here.
Woman, what is the problem?
Arado, this man is the most wicked and irresponsible
Wicked?
man.
Arigatake!
He did not care for me or my children. All he cares about is his stuff.
Wallahi Arigatake!
He must be a bastard child of a bastard! Your Highness, allow me to chop off his head with my bare hands!
Your Highness is lying!
You are a disgrace to Mahu!
Shame on you!
Catch a duru waka!
I don't care what I say, woman.
Allow me to kill him, Your Highness! It will be necessary. You want to test strength with me? I will prove to you that I'm mighty. Yes. God, take this woman to my inner chamber. We have her tonight. Yeah. Since you cannot make food of what you are, let's eat it. And you, take this food to his house and get me all his livestock and cattle. Yes.
Young Kashidade, Your Majesty, do you think you're making the right decision here?
Since you have the audacity to question me, challenge my authority, I will prove to you that you are nothing but a coward. Very well. Sariki Yaki. Teach you a lesson.
Everything is in order.
Are you sure about that?
Perfectly.
Galadima, Waziri, what is the update about Kofar Duka?
Everything is perfectly okay.
Good. We must start using the word henceforth.
Good. Medunia, reports came to me that invitations were extended to Serkin Salhawa and Serkin Zalum as requested to pay their allegiance to Zazzau. Serkin Salhawa, however, accepted to pay his allegiance to Zazzau. Serkin Zalum, on the other hand, say his allegiance has never been to Zazzau and not even to a female ruler.
Such effrontery!
That's what love!
Who is he not to adhere to my command? Make this time tomorrow. He will not only be made to bow to a female ruler, but he will be forced to kiss my toes. Serikin Yaki!
Sani mai karama kura, mai damu sabon daki, namiji duniya, a hauni a zame, hadari, sakamakon kai da kake so. Ruwan dare, ga mai duniya, sakan dare, a hana tafiya, da dare ranki, da dare rawa da kike so. Ba ni izini kawo kokarin shi, ki sha giya da shi.
Hannu aikin gani.
Patrick says he's ignorant of the happenings outside the farm. Away from the farm, the fowl knows not what goes on in the woods. The one with deep sunken eyes says she's oblivious of the happenings around her. And that is why you, Amina, are here. For you know not what the future holds in store for you. You cannot explain the mysteries surrounding your fame and gallantry. And because you do not want to be a failure, you have come to be fortified.
Cannot be reversed. From now on, her loss for men will be great. Her strength and courage will be immense. She will not tire easily. But the day she shares a bed with a man, and he walks freely on the face of the earth afterward, from that day, her power begins to reign.
rana. Dika to kin san rana. Da ranki da ran wanda ke so. Zari! Zari! Zuwa gila!
The blessings of God be upon you.
Agai! Madunya! No. Next side, Ali.
I promise you won't. Aliyu, the queen has a message for you. But I feel so reluctant to deliver. But deliver it I must.
A message? What message?
The queen commands that you have a warm-scented bath and come to her chambers for a drink.
A drink? With the queen?
I haven't even said much. And you are sweating. Let me wipe your sweat with my wrapper.
Ah, thank you. Now go there.
Do not go to her and implore you. She's a praying mantis. Nice to look at, but deadly.
A praying mantis? But why are you telling me this?
It is because I love you, Aliyu. I've always loved you since the first day you stepped your foot in this palace. And besides, I don't want you to die.
Die? Panganiba? How do you mean?
Whoever goes on a trip with the queen, drinks with the queen. And whoever goes on a trip, and whoever drinks with her, goes on a trip and drinks no more.
Drink? A trip? I do not understand. I'm confused.
She would offer you a drink. A drink which is supposed to be a life giver, to energize you for a round of ecstasy. Do not accept it. She may want to hypnotize you into submission. Resist her piercing eyes and take a long run out of this kingdom. That will save you and you.
But how can I disobey the queen's order? Gani, ni bawa ne, da za ta iya kashe ni kusan kowane lokaci. Being dead in the hands of the queen wouldn't be a bad idea, you know.
If you must go to her, feign some illness. Tell her your stomach is receptive to any solid or liquid matter. That will give me some hope.
Mero, you know I am a slave. I dare not argue with the queen.
She's in the habit of poisoning her drinks. Can't you understand?
But are you sure of what you're telling me?
I am closer to her, so I should know.
Do you not realize that all what you're telling me is at the risk of your life?
I want you to live, Aliyu. Even if I die, I'll be happy I died for a loved one. Even if I die, Aliyu. Even if I die, I'll be happy I died for a loved one I probably may not possess. But if you must go, take only the first drink. Then make sure you run away, so that you do not get to take the second drink, which is meant to end your life. You must come to her chambers immediately and must leave.
A woman.
Ahmadu!
Eyes have gazed, ears have listened to the rise and fall of the great Queen Amina of Zazzau, a legend who set forth on the path, distinctive and challenging, yet conquered all with the courage of a lioness. Her conquest for power to expand and protect the people of Zazzau has without a doubt left fear in the hearts of her enemies throughout her reign as queen.
She was groomed into warfare as a thief. And she grew to become a tree whose roots spread without bounds. Queen Amina, on her way to Atagara, in search of Ali who couldn't triumph, her belongings were found by a riverside, thus leaving us with an untold conclusion. Queen Amina is that tree whose downfall laid the foundation for northern history today in Nigeria. May her legacy live on.
Vice Chancellor, sir, we have in our midst a special guest, Aminu Osman Bamali, Zazzau, who happens to be the elder brother of the current Emir of Zazzau. You have watched a play, a historical play that is very crucial to the reconstruction of Zazzau, history of Zazzau, Hausa land, and an important area of the Sudan. Well, drama or dramatic representation is very important in the reconstruction of a history that has not yet been concluded. I am saying this because I'm aware of the fact that historians have not done justice to the historical figure that has been represented in this play. And I can't say precisely the reason why people are not venturing to unearth that important moment in the history of Zazzau and in the history of Hausa land. Recently, we were engaged by some interested individuals to look at this aspect of Hausa land, the history of Hausa land, with particular reference to Queen Amina of Zazzau. I happened to see a genealogy somewhere of the king list of the rulers of Zazzau. Unfortunately, that aspect bearing Queen Amina is somewhat missing in that list. I'm really, really surprised. And the importance of this representation is the fact that it will help in unearthing a history of this area that has been neglected. I assure you, in our faculty, we are beginning to come to terms with the need to investigate the history, to establish the truth of the history, because the figure that has been represented here is claimed by so many parts of northern Nigeria, Lokoja, southern Kaduna, so many other places are laying claims on this historical figure, but nobody is doing anything about it. So I think the onus is on us to do something about it. Thank you very much. I don't know if the Vice Chancellor will say a word or two on what he has seen. This is just an aspect of the cultural diet that the Department of Theatre and Performing Arts SAP. It's not just about research or knowledge production. It's also about enlightenment and entertainment. Over to you, sir.
The Dean, Faculty of Arts and other colleagues, the most important guest of all concerned. My colleagues and great students of the Department of Theatre and Performing Arts. I think you have raised an issue. Incidentally, I'm not in this faculty, but I'm interested in the history of Zazzau. And recently, actually, I have discussed with the Director of Area Center for Historical Research and Documentation to do some of these things you have said. I think the history of Zazzau, the whole of Zazzau, has not been, justice has not been done to that one. If you look at the history of Kano, for instance, they have the Kano Chronicles. And almost everything have about 1,000 years about Kano is represented. But we haven't done that Zazzau. So I had this discussion with the director and said, could we start doing something? It may take quite a while, maybe 5-10 years. As you have said, this legend, you know, even if you take this figure they represented, it's quite a lot of work that will be done. And so, apart from, as you said, the research and the quest for knowledge to know what happened, this is also entertaining. And in an environment where there is so much stress, it's very good for us to find time to unwind. I've been a fan of this department for the past, I think, 30-something years. And that's why, unless I have to, I don't like missing plays. I think Steve will bear me witness. And so, this is a very, very fine play representation, even though I was a little bit late. But I got the gist, and I am happy to know that we are doing so well in the department. I'll keep it up. And there are so many other things. I think this is important. If there's a nexus between the two, the history and then the entertainment, such as this as portrayed in this play, I think it is very important then for us to be doing these things together. So we're achieving many things, not even two, actually at the same time. And I say congratulations to the head of the department, the lecturers, the dean, and the students.
Introduce.
Space.